differently, but at the same time, even she's like, yo, like your job is not that important. So like, what are you putting that much energy into it for? Like when you at home talking about the job, you need to talk about the book. Like you don't need to be discussing that. Like I stood by and let you sign up for school. I stood by and let you talk about all this real estate stuff. I stood by and let you talk about all this home inspector stuff, the motorcycle salesman stuff. Like I let you talk about all that, but like right now, like, it's time to get back to work. Like it's time to get back to work because eventually, if you continue working on what you're supposed to be working on, eventually all this other stuff ain't gonna matter in the first place. So we don't even need to be talking about it right now. You need to be working on what you're supposed to be working on.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build the game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back in the lab once again at 4:47 a.m. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
I don't know, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Looking all
Okay,
festive,
loud and clear.
Yep, loud and clear, loud and clear.
All right. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you had a happy holiday. And we are here to give you your late Christmas gift of knowledge. No entertainment. Cut the foolishness. Let's go ahead and drop these nuggets. What time is it? 4:48 a.m. the day after Christmas. Now that the holidays are over, let's get back to work, shall we? Yeah.
Amen.
Pure ridiculousness at its finest. Pure ridiculousness at its finest. Let's go. All right.
Hope y'all enjoyed the holidays, everybody. You know, this time for some people can be a little stressful, but it's not about all that stress. It's about
Know what I'm saying?
just being with family, friends, even, and just enjoying the person you're with. And if you ain't with nobody, enjoying the people around you.
Yep.
And it's pretty interesting. All right, so I wanna shout out, give a little spotlight to my local Pinos, right? Cause getting some food for Court yesterday for me and Court, getting us some dinner, cause you know I got in
You
kind
say
of
your
late.
local Pino's like that's somewhere else or something. Like I don't even know what that is, bro. I think your Pino's is the only local.
It's true. But like I'm saying, it's a little small jank ran by some foreign people. They people say they Egyptian, Indian. It's so much stuff. But
Middle
they
Eastern.
Middle Eastern. There we go.
There we go.
They real nice people, right? And this lady, this customer, or whatever. I'm guessing she was from New York. I was sitting in the waiting area. I'm sitting there waiting for my food. Just it was people kind of rushing in, and they got a little busy. A lot of people just all of a sudden just came in and they're just taking call-in orders. They got people seated that they got to wait on and stuff. And it's usually about 4-5 cooks or whatever. Uh, you know, 2 people manning the station each or whatever, and then you got about maybe another 3 to 4 servers, but 2 of them are like running the cashier spot, right? So you really only got like 2 servers on the floor. Small little drink, right? So lady comes up, she's trying to flex, right? Like she's like, the guy, he always acts. He's being polite. He's like, "Yo, how did you enjoy the food and all this other stuff?" She's just like, "Well, it was all right." And she's like, going off, like not going off, but like kind of clapping back at the guy, like, "Oh,
Uh,
I'm from New York. I've had better." The pizza was like a little dry. She's just like going in, like trying to have like this little argument or something with him or
uh,
whatever, right? He was like, "Oh man, well, I mean, is this like the closest thing you have to New York or whatever?" She's like, "Nah, I have closer. I can get a little closer to New York." And like, I'm guessing in her mind, she's trying to have this argument, but he's like genuinely like concerned. He's like, "Oh well, is there something on our end that we could do better? Like how can we make the food so you can have a better experience?" And like when she heard that, you could see her in her face, like she was kind of disappointed that she didn't get that argument. She was just like,
nah.
"Oh well," and he was like, "Oh well, if you're leaving, have a nice day, have a blessed day, and all this other stuff." And she's like, "Oh well, you too."
You too. You too.
And I
With the
was like,
confused
"Yo,
look.
what just happened?" Like she was
Yeah.
fired up and ready to go, but she
Yeah.
it got disescalated because like Mans was sincere with like everything. Like he does that with everyone. Like he literally it's a family owned business or whatever. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the family runs that chain of Pinos, and that's what he does. He talks to people that come in. He knows everybody. Like everybody that walks in the door, he can have a genuine conversation. How's the kids? How's the wife? How's work going? He's
Yeah.
that type of guy. And like to
Yeah.
see that interaction, how she just like just melted, just like, oh,
Mm.
oh. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, now you feel bad. You should feel bad now.
Yeah. It kind of all right. So like de-escalating conflict is a skill, bro. And I learned it in a relationship book once, man, because it's like talking about like when people want to. I guess it was. I don't even remember what book it was, but it was talking about like when somebody wants to argue with you, like the best way to de-escalate the situation is to just be you. Just be like don't match the same energy that they're giving. Like I know Matt, keep that same energy is the thing that everybody want to go with, but like on real, like you should give different energy. Like the fact that they getting loud and irate ain't got nothing to do with you. Just be civil. And you gonna? It ain't about being a bitch. Like I know, like people say that, like you ain't gonna get loud with me. You ain't about to bitch me out. Like nah, it ain't even about that. Like you de-escalate a situation. And like the same way I was talking about last week with the dude at work, he wanted to argue and he got loud. He was going off. I mean, veins was coming out his head, spitting all type of shit. And it's like I was just like, yeah, man, get it off your chest, man. Go ahead, you got it. No, you right. You got it. You got it. And at the end of it, I was like, yeah, you straight now? She's like, yeah, I'm straight. Thank you for not escalating that with me. I'm just having a situation. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. We all have them, bro. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, just be human, man.
Yep. Yep. And
Yeah, man.
for some reason at every job, spirits get kind of high, especially around the season.
This time of year, man, because you think about it, people ain't got the type of lives that they want, bro. You reflecting on that at the end of the year, man.
Yeah.
That's why depression is so high this time of year, man. Like death, like people dying this time of year, man, because it's like they regretting their lives. So yeah, man.
Yeah. I remember. I think it was in the first year that I was working at the job that we used to work at, and
You can
like
say it, bro.
I working at Amazon, and I came around the corner, and the she was kind of like the mom of the job or whatever, real friendly with everybody, and I
Yeah.
just came around the corner, and she boo hooing. She was like, Mom, because I'm tired of being here. I want to go home. I want to be home with my kids. I haven't seen my kids in weeks because we've been doing overtime. I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, oh, all you could do in that moment is just like console her, just like let her like air it out. Like it's a strong
No, you
emotion that you're
can't.
feeling.
No, you can't. All you can do in that moment is be like, look, I feel you, but we got TOT that we got to focus on. They don't care about our human emotions here, so let's go ahead and just get back to work. You won't have this conversation later. Like, we could, yeah, I could talk to you on the way home, something, but we got to get to picking because they're gonna fire us. You're gonna be home with your kids a lot. You keep doing this.
Oh man, but yeah, it's a very emotional season. Hopefully to the people that's listening, we're doing this so y'all can, put yourselves in like a better headspace and put yourself in a better position to tackle these holidays like this. 'Cause, like
hmm
it'll only get better until you make it better. Like we want to give people the world during these holidays, right? Like we want to give our families gifts, the friends, family, kids. We want to give them the world, and sometimes we go a little overboard. Like you ain't got the means for it, but like we taking out loans just to get these lavish gifts for people, but like we don't have the means to do that. Like I know you want to, but like be reasonable. Like don't put yourself in more debt than you already have to make it seem like you live in this big lifestyle. Like you're not right now. You're not that person right now, but you can be that person if you work hard and listen to stuff like this so you can be motivated and educated to do better, to be better than you were yesterday.
I think most people they get certain gifts for people like you getting all the expensive gifts for somebody because you think that that person is going to feel. It's almost like you give this person a gift and the level of the expense of the gift is going to vary how that person feels about you. I guess to say like some people
Yeah.
believe that and maybe you might have somebody in your life who want their expensive gifts because they looking at like they got a certain type of lifestyle or something, or they got a certain expectation of what the gift should be or how much the gift should cost. Like it's people out here who believe that if you love me, you got to spend $500 plus on your Christmas gift. So like, it, I don't know if it's a people trying to front like they got money kind of thing. Like some people literally got people in their lives that they gotta blow money on in order for that person to love them, bro. And it's wild. It's wild to know that there's people out here like that, yo. Like yeah, man, that's a episode right there. I ain't about to go there, but I just wanted to touch on what you just said. So, um, yeah.
I feel that. Uh, so what's been going on, man? What we been going
All
through
right.
or learning?
So, man, I've just been sitting back reflecting, basically on some of the stuff that I was, thinking about doing for my own personal life, bro. And I just kind of, every now and then you got to sit back and you just like look at some stuff that's going on around you, watch other people in their progress in life, and sometimes that it kind of weigh on you a little bit, man. Like as a human, you can't you it, as a human, it's only natural for somebody else's progress and somebody else's victory to weigh on you in a certain type of way, right? You know, um, sometimes you can get the feeling like you ain't doing enough when you see other people winning. But I challenge myself to this notion that what is actually winning, and is this person really winning because you perceive them winning? It was the question that I asked myself. And this kind of goes back into like some of the things that I said I was going to do, or some of the things that I was looking into when I was trying to figure out a career change or whatnot. Somebody that that we used to roll with, man. And I'm not even sure, like based on where I'm going with this conversation, if I should even name drop like that. But somebody that we cool with, never really hung out with them outside of work, but we tried to get them involved with the group. Somebody that work at the Amazon with us. But he's at my level. Well, was at my level, and now my man is getting a promotion now. He's making his way up into the non-peasant ranks, I guess you could say. He ain't a peasant no more like me. So I was looking at that, and I was just like, yo, that's wild, bro. Like, my man finally did it. Like he did it. Like, you can see the transition in him. Like he went from, yo, I gotta leave every day. I gotta get VTO. Where the hell is the VTO? Like, he went from that mentality to here every day, and like five days a week with no mandatory overtime. Like, this is just optional. Like, my man's just here. Like he was choosing to be here all 5-6 days a week, just off of GP alone. And I'm just like, yo, this is a completely different dude that we talking about here. And Alyssa said something last night, and it just made me think, right? Like, cause he used to make music back in the day, and he had this song called Eventually. And I was just like, yo, that just made me mad. Cause I'm like, I thought about the word, and I thought about the song, and I was just like, yo, at this moment, eventually would never come now. You see where I'm going with this?
Hey, get a little deeper. Explain that.
All right, man. Look, so check this out, man. And this ain't even about the song, right?
Right.
This is about this. This is about the fact that, like, because like even the song, when my man wrote it, and obviously he was referring to his success,
Mm-hmm.
and the pursuit of his success. And what I'm looking at, and this is just based off of past experiences. Like, I don't know my man's plan. I just know that when you got a plan and you buying yourself up in corporate America don't give a damn about your plan.
Exactly.
So you got it causes you to sell out, and there's the reason why why the term sell out is a thing, because you sold your dream to corporate America. They bought your dream from you. They gave you a bigger paycheck so they can bind up more of your time, and they can bind up more of your life so that you don't have the opportunity to follow the dreams that you used to try to pursue. So, with that being said, like, based off of previous experience, when we know another person who did the same exact thing, they also sold their dream because corporate America was like, you got to stop that. So when I say eventually will never come, and I think that's the name of this episode, Mark. We eventually, if we'll workshop it, but something along those terms about eventually, never coming, or something like that. We'll see by the end of this episode, but now that he has this promotion, it is now impossible for me to eventually make it to success. It is now impossible for eventually to come.
I don't I don't know, man. Like I hate when people get into that mode, right, where they just blindly go into that position, right? That
And you know who I'm talking about, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the
All
guy you're
right.
talking about. At
Yeah, yeah.
first, I thought you were talking about the other guy that that did the brother podcast. But nah, I know who you're talking about now. But
Oh, yeah. He was the example that I was talking about.
okay, yeah, like we have a couple of friends that have done that, like just kind of uh completely submitted themselves into the work, into the job force, and they're good people. We're not saying that these are bad people,
Right.
um, nor are they bad people, or this is a
I ain't
bad
trying to
choice
be
for
for
them.
nobody. I ain't
Right.
trying to be for nobody. I'm speaking it like it is. I'm calling it like I see it. That's what I'm doing right now.
Like these two guys have amazing talents. Like
Yeah.
the songs that dude produced, they weren't bad. They were actually like really good.
They were fire, bro.
And the other guy, he's an amazing person. He knows how to talk with people, network. He's just a great guy to be around. Like he's always like the light of the party. Um, but like uh, they both believe or are in a headspace now that I can help more people, or I could do better if I'm higher up in the work chain. But like even then, you still have someone over top of you that is gonna be feeding you a agenda, not
It
your
ain't about
agenda,
that.
but I mean, yeah.
It ain't about that. I'm gonna tell you just like straight up, like based off of when I did it, Mark.
Mhm.
Based off when I did it, I can tell you exactly why they're climbing the corporate ladder. Because you feel stuck, bro. Like at some point, you doing your day to day, and you ain't making no progress in the joint that you spending 40 hours a weekend. You feel stuck. So like it's like being on a ladder, and everybody got a ladder, and you all in a line, and all of y'all on the same wall, and the wall being the job, and all of y'all on that wall, and you see people climbing up, and it's like carrots at the top of the wall. But as you climbing, the wall gets taller. Like it's not even act like you're gonna get to the top of that wall anytime soon, because you will never be Jeff Bezos. So like let's stop playing right here. Let's but everybody on the wall, everybody climbing, and you seeing other people climbing next to you, and you just like, well, I'm trying to get to another wall, and everybody around you like, but this wall is more profitable. Let me go ahead and keep climbing. So you just like, all right, bet. I'm gonna just go ahead and climb too. And like with me, bro, like it was, and I was perfectly fine
Mhm.
not feeding into corporate America's BS, bro. I was perfectly fine with it. But along came Melissa, who she said, okay, for my goal is to become a manager here. My goal is to become a manager in this company to see if I can make a difference in X, Y, Z, or whatever. And and when she did it, I was just like, oh, well, obviously I gotta follow suit. I can't let everybody else think that she would have scrubbed. So I need to come up too. Cause like,
Mhm.
for her reputation, I can't allow her to go to climb the ranks, and she just out here with some regular ass tier 1. Hey man, what if some regular ass tier 3, he think he think he better than me, you think he better than me, and he come along think some, oh man, you just a tier 1. I mean, shit, I can do you better than that. Like, yo, I was on some ego stuff. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, bet. So if she gonna do it, I need to do it too. So like, it's a lot of different motivating factors. Usually, money is the top motivating factor, right? When it comes to people wanting to climb the corporate ladder. But I'm just telling you, like most people, just based off of human human philosophy and just how like humans react to things, how humans act to things with certain situations. These guys, they climbed the corporate ladder because they felt stuck.
Right.
Like we ain't never talk about it, but I can't see one. You got a dream, you got goals on the outside. You ain't making nothing happen in those for real. It ain't, or maybe it just didn't come the way you thought. The way you thought it was gonna come. But like these dudes, they climbed up because I mean, I guess I'm assuming that they climbed up because they felt stuck. Because I know for a fact, like sometimes I feel stuck in the position I'm in now too, and every now and then I'm just like, yo, should I do it? Should I try to fight for it? But then I'm just like, bro, what about your books though? Like, when the fuck you had time to write when you were a manager at a warehouse, bro? Like, what are you doing, dog? Like, and then it's like, now I'm going to school for the same on the same BS, and I'm like, yo, why are you doing this? You up in here doing algebra? Well, you need to be writing, fool. Fuck you doing, dog? Like, yeah, man. So like, it's all like. It seemed like it's all just like some vanity stuff, you just like some surface level BS that you ain't making enough money, so now you just gonna sell your soul and just make a little bit more money because you tired of being in a slump. But like the slump come with the grind anyway. So what are we really doing here?
Yeah. It's it's a very I'm gonna say slippery slope, right? Because it's easy to follow. For some reason, that mindset is default, and we have to damn near fight ourselves. Like it's a never ending war. Not to get back into that mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, it's so easy. Like it's literally default. Like even I get that way sometimes. Like I'm like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to work on this, but like I don't have. I need time, I need money, and the only way to get money so I can have time is to put more time into working at this job, and then it's this never ending cycle where you just
Bruh,
you do that.
it's such a wild thought, bro. You right. It be like that, dog. But man, come on, dog. Like it's so easy, just like to just put your whole life aside and just be like, yo, I'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So let me do this right now because eventually I'll be able to dot dot dot. If I dot dot dot, like, yo, it's so many variables, dog. We do everything but the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything but the main thing, man. Like, bruh, like just think about it. Like, be honest. Like, in your pursuit of finding another job and getting to where you are now, how much time did you spend away from the main thing? Like, just let's just be real, Mark.
A
Let's
lot,
just
too
be
much.
real.
Like even now, I'm still squeezing the little bit of juice I have left in the day to focus on the main thing. You know, yeah, this job comes with a little bit more freedom
Hmm.
and a little less stress as well. But
Which is
it's
good. Like, let's not be real.
mm,
Be facetious. That's a good thing
yeah.
because maybe now you do have more ability to. Well, actually, I don't know. You ain't got a computer in your truck, so
I mean, I do, but I can't. I can't. Well,
I wouldn't
I
try it.
haven't tried.
I wouldn't
I
try it.
haven't tried.
I wouldn't try it. You
But
fucking crash that thing.
but even then, I'm still at a job. I'm still, you know, grinding on the side end, trying to work at my passion. No matter what you do with that, if a job is involved, you're gonna have the same problems, no matter if you
Hmm.
get a new job or not. But you still got to
Yeah.
put in that extra effort on the back end. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, do what you need to do to get the bills paid. To if you have a significant other, if you're with someone, make sure they're taken care of and all that. But like, you, I listened to this video and dude was talking about fair. Fair is not a it's not a biblical concept. It's not. It's man made. So the what you want out of life, you're gonna have to work harder for it. You're gonna have to, stay up late. You're gonna have to not cut people off, but like, all right, I can't go out with y'all today. I gotta work on this. And people get like, oh, but I gotta live my life too. I can't just. What life are you living if you can't do what you want? You're not in a position to go
No, I'm
out with
saying
friends and come back home and still live comfortably. Like, going out with friends is it hits your pockets right in the side, and now you gotta
there's a,
work
a list of
extra.
shit that you ain't even unlocked yet. Like you
Right.
got events and stuff, restaurants and stuff that you ain't even unlocked yet because you ain't even in the same, ain't even in the right financial circumstance.
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
it's
what are
like
we even talking about?
people getting in this mindset of, even though I'm poor, I need these luxury things, but you're not earning those luxury things. You're doing
Mm,
everything to cheat the system, to get a
mm-hmm,
little bit of bump in pay, so you
mm-hmm,
can do that one time and then work, 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 work. Then
mm,
once you get enough money, once you get some stuff saved in the bank, you do it again, and then it knocks you back, and then you gotta work, 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 work. And
mm-hmm.
it's like, you in that loop. You see yourself in that loop. You're tired. You're running yourself ragged, and then you don't do nothing to change that. You stay in those trenches. You stay in there with no. It's like you got a bow and arrow, and you throwing the arrow with your hand. You ain't even. Oh, the bow is the tension from pulling the bow back is too tough, so I'm gonna throw the arrow. It's still gonna get close to my target, but
Oh, all right.
you
I see
ain't
where you went. I see where you going with that.
you ain't working hard enough to earn the things that you want to do, and then you call that success. Like, oh well, I got a pay raise. Yeah, you got a pay raise, but what does it amount to? A quarter on the dollar that the peasant person is making.
Hold up, Mark. Hold up, Mark. Hold up, Mark. Hold that thought right now. I'm gonna say
Mm.
something right quick, and I want you to rephrase what you just said because I want that as the spotlight for this episode about the bow and arrow. I want you to say that again. I want you to clarify it and make it good. Make it good for us, Mark. Come on now, get it to me.
People get in this mindset where they got a bow and arrow, right?
Uh huh.
And for a bow and arrow to work, you gotta put the arrow on the bow, and you gotta pull that jank back. And the further you pull it back, the further it's gonna go. But the more you pull it back, the stronger that tension is, right? And people don't want to go through that tension. They don't want to put their head down. They don't want to stay up late working on their craft. They don't want to read this book or go through this 5 hour long course, this multi-layered course, or even go to a master class where they teach you. You just got to make a large down payment, and they will take you through. There are some master classes that will take you through the steps to make sure you're able to start your own business, or whatever the master class is about. They'll teach you from a toddler level on up to master level, and y'all don't want to go through that. Y'all want to figure it out on your own and just say, forget the bow and just throw your arrow. Throw your arrow at the target. I'm getting close. I did something. I worked at something. I at least tried. But going through that tension could have put you right at the bullseye. It could have put you right there at the target that you wanted to get to. It could have gave you that life that you always wanted. But because you don't want to go through that tension, it's just I'm gonna just try whatever comes my way. I'm gonna just try it, and I'm gonna say I'm a success. I did something. I'm supplying for my family. With the scraps that I'm getting, I'm making meals for my family.
Delivery is everything, man. A little shorter with the message on next time, but that's what I wanted right there. That's what I wanted. I was like, yo, that's a good a good pullback point. Like, yo, like for real, like that message that like with the arrow, like I couldn't have done it any better myself, man. But love that analogy. But that's real life, dog. Like everything is gonna get you to where you need to go. It's just how far are you trying to how hard are you trying to hit that target? Are you trying to hit it hand strength, or are you trying to actually use the tools to get you to get the desired result? Because like the dude, when the Indians, when the Native Americans made the bow or made the arrow, they didn't intend for it to be thrown with your hand. If they intended for it to be thrown with your hand, it'd be heavier, it'll be longer, it'll be a spear. But you're using the right tool for the wrong thing. It's like trying to turn a bolt. You're trying to get this nut off, but and I could have said that better. You're trying to get this screw off, this bolt off, and you're using a little wrench when they got ratchets and torque wrenches out here. They like sockets and stuff like, but you're trying to break that initial tension with your hands. But they got power tools and all type of stuff out here doing. Like you can get to the same result, but how hard are you trying to get it, dog? Like I remember one time saying, I remember this saying, I was like, all right, so I got to take something apart, but I got these little hand tools. I got the little tiny Allen keys. You gotta, the little small L-shaped boys. I'm like, I got this little tiny set. I can do it. Like, as long as you use your little three fingers, I can get to it. I can do that. I can use the screwdriver, the Phillips head, flathead, and all this other stuff. But bruh, I was like saying that because I didn't want to spend the money on the tools to get to the desired result faster and more efficiently. Bro, by the time I finished using the little tiny boys, bro, my fingers cramping up. I got a pause in the middle. I'm like, all right, man, I'm up here working out my fingers and stuff. I was just like trying to get feeling back in my hands. Oh, don't be doing it in the cold, bro. Don't be doing it in the cold. But look, for real, when I bought the tools, and I didn't even buy the tools for this particular situation that I'm referring to. I ended up getting the tools like on the back end just because over time you just accumulate stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like after going back and doing the same type of project, bro, I was refreshed. I ended up taking me like what would have took me 5, 6, 7 hours to get done, took me like 2. I'm like, yo, that's an amazing trade-off. Who knows what I could have did back then with those extra 5, 6 hours, bro? Who knows? I would love to go back and find out. But look, check this out, man. I just want to know, Mark, when did we get to a point in our lives, right? And I just had a real question, dog, because I really want to know. It hurts my soul when I hear about stuff like this, when I see stuff like this happening in my world, bro. But I just want to know, like, when did we get to a point where we normalize not putting our full efforts and check this out, full efforts? Because I don't know anybody, based off of what I do personally, I do personally believe that I don't put my full effort into what I do. And if I did, then I wouldn't be focused on all this other dumb shit that I got going on, like school.
Mm-hmm.
When did we get to a point where we have normalized putting half effort or quarter effort into our dreams and putting full effort into corporate America? When did we normalize that? Answer me that question.
So it goes along with social programming. We've been programmed to do that, right? So human nature, we want to, when we work, we want to get that gratification of, okay, what I put in, I got something out of it. We want that, right? So the job will give you that. You worked 40 hours, all right, here's a paycheck at the end of the week. You worked hard for that. You know, when you're working on your own thing, you don't really get that in that same week. You know, you might go years without getting the gratification of, oh, okay, what I did, this podcast, is finally getting views. You know, we might never see that in our lifetime. We might see it, you know, years from now. We don't know. Eventually, it'll come though. But with a job, they'll be like, you can get that paycheck in 2 weeks. We guarantee you're gonna get that paycheck in 2 weeks, right?
You sell your time, you want it bad enough, you'll get it.
Right. And it's crazy, right? Because Myron Goldman, and he didn't say it, you know, verbatim how I'm about to say it, but like he basically said that technically, you know, everybody's a millionaire, right? It takes this one guy about 40 years to make $1 million. He made $1 million. He might have not have seen it or spent it like he made $1 million, but he made $1 million. But it took him 40 years. Some people out here, takes them a month. Takes them a month working in their craft, working in their talents, enjoying life, enjoying making the money, just doing what they love to do. Made $1 million in a month. These two people, they both made $1 million. But one made it in one made it in 40 years. How you think that person that made it in that month is living compared to the person that made it in 40 years?
I want to kind of add on to that because I feel it, right, and I think, you know, even though Myron Golden, he's you know, he's very well known, you know, motivational speaker or whatnot. Everybody know who he is, but I think we can, at the Dirty Trump podcast, we can elaborate on it a little bit more because, you know, we got people who you know, they see social media, they see stuff like that, they hear stuff like that, you know, people making money fast, and, you know, I'm making money slow, so let me do something to, and, you know, it kind of feeds on to the mentality of selling your dreams and, you know, trading in your eventually for a steady paycheck. But you know, I think that you should probably look at the person who made the $1 million in a month and ask them, what month are they on? Because let's be real, like what led up to this? We not even looking at that. We're just looking at the fact that he made $1 million in a month. A lot of people $1 million in a month. How long they been?
Right. And it's like that person that made it in a month, you know, he's making it consecutively. Like, and he put out one product that helped change people's lives, and they want that. He found a solution to people's problems, and they want that. They own that heavy.
Yeah.
He made one product. He wrote a book. He made a course. He made a instrumental that just, you know, melts people's hearts or whatever, and people want more of that, and they pay good money for it.
Yeah.
This person provided a solution that brought value to other people, and they pay him. it doesn't even matter the cost. He he could make it $1 million. He could sell that product or whatever for $1 million, $500,000, $250,000. People want to pay good money to make good money on the back end through this person's whatever. So
yeah.
but that person that made that $1 million in 40 years, he been working at that job for forever. Day in, day out. He putting 60 hours in. He barely got time at home. You know, his bills are so low because he never at home. Electric bill about $100.
I don't know. I'm at home a lot more than the average, and the electric bill only $100. So I don't know if that really applies. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you still got to keep the tank warm. You know, he got the.
I got a chinchilla. I don't have to keep it warm.
Oh.
And I got a pregnant wife, so there's that. She always run hot, so the cold. In fact, it getting a little colder outside. You know, our electric bill is actually cut in half in the wintertime. I'm up here bundled up right now. We are smooth 62 degrees in here at the house right now. Like, no joke.
You know, that's crazy because like people say, oh, you know, winter come around, running the heat and you know all this other stuff, the electric bill can go up. But I'm like, yo, usually our electric bills it gets cut down during like the cold seasons because like we're the only room that will run the heaters on is like the bedroom and then maybe the bathroom. But that was when we were working, you know, at Amazon or whatever. You know, like I said, we're doing overtime. We're never at home, so it's like,
right.
Why turn all
Why
this
heat
heat
the
on?
house?
Yeah.
Why heat the house? Who needs that heat?
Right. We ain't trying to invite no other tenants. We don't need no other tenants in the building while we gone.
Yeah, true. I feel that. They gonna come in regardless of whether you heat the house or not. So I mean, the best you can do is just destroy them when they get in.
Yeah.
Destroy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm hurt because I'm just thinking about the fact, Mark, that how many dreams that you know what? No. Let's back up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even make it an individual thing. Like, how many things that could have been put out into the atmosphere, songs, ideas, products, all type of stuff that could have been is not going to be now because somebody sold there eventually.
A lot. And the thing is though, like some of the stuff I ain't gonna say it doesn't have to be good, but like people are in the market for like the darnest of things. And I'm like, yo, if you thought about it, like and my thing is sometimes these people will have it'll be a reoccurring thought. Like they'll see something and they'll tweak it or they can look at something and see something different coming out of whatever service, whatever. You know, hell, Uber's now a thing. You would mention Uber to like somebody in New York and they'll look at you crazy. Probably back in the day. They're like, why we need that? We got taxis. Taxis run everything. Hey, taxi, you know, but Uber is a profitable business now. It helps people make money now also. You know, look at all these things like DoorDash or you know, just something that back in the day we would, you know, turn our nose at. It's popping now. It's popular. It might have seemed crazy, but now it's a full blown thing, you know. A Facebook at one time was looked at as, yo, that's crazy. Why would I use that? Now
We got
everybody's
MySpace.
on it. Yeah,
We got MySpace. What I need another one for?
everybody using it.
Mm-hmm.
You need a Facebook sometimes to even log into things. You know,
That's fair.
uh, it's just like, it irks me, like, cause what you think, we were put on this earth to be creative, and people just like put that aside. Like they go against their own nature to work at this job, and for what? Like a paycheck at the end of the week, at the end of the 2 weeks. Like, even on the side, like nothing in you, like just like, all right, I thought of this, I want to create it, I want to use my hands, and and whatever talents I can muster up to just create something, like just,
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know. It's it's weird, like and it's so easy to just fall into it. It maybe our minds like construct this thought process. So if I work hard enough, eventually I'll get enough money to where I can set aside time to.
Yeah, and that's always the intention at the beginning.
But once you
But
get in, they give you more and more carrots, more and more ends of carrots.
yeah,
Just, oh, you can have this. Oh, you can. We'll give you this if you work here long enough, or if you
mm-hmm.
work here more.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll support your dreams while you work for eternity to support ours.
Absolutely not. The dream that you got ain't got nothing to do with the bottom line here at this company. So you want your
Like,
dreams or you want this paycheck?
mm,
And that's eventually that's the conversation. Everything happens eventually, what the song said. But eventually everything comes to its end, and like you're gonna have to make a choice. Like look at how many, and you see it in movies all the time. Like somebody is facing a choice to live their lives or chase down this promotion that they is a very popular trope, especially if you're watching like rom-coms and stuff. You know, they always have this little trope where somebody is trying to chase their dreams, or they think that this is the one thing that they always wanted, and then in the back end they actually do something to realize that, okay, this is what I needed the whole time. I don't know what all that is over there. This is where I need to be. And like they'll get a promotion or something, and then they'll be like, okay, they come to a point where it's like, all right, make it or break it time. You gonna take this job or you gonna do whatever? And the person just be like, I'm gonna do whatever. I appreciate the opportunity, but I thought I wanted that, but I really don't. I really want this over here. And we always, as the audience, we always look at it like, yo, but they be making so much more money though. And I'm like, yo, now that I'm this old and having and got the lifestyle that I have right now, I'm just looking at it like, yo, like I understand. Like I would much rather go the route of like I would much rather just be struggling and writing right now than to do the things that I do on a daily basis. I much rather do it. I mean, I have other people involved in it now. Two other people involved in it now. You know, one on the way and one here right now, staring in my face every day. Um, you know, like I got a family to take care of, so you know the decisions had to be made a little bit differently. But at the same time, even she's like, "Yo, like your job is not that important." So, like, what are you putting that much energy into it for? Like, when you at home talking about the job, you need to talk about the book. Like, you don't need to be discussing that. Like, I stood by, let you sign up for school. I stood by, let you talk about all this real estate stuff. I stood by, let you talk about all this home inspector stuff, the motorcycle salesman stuff. Like, I let you talk about all that, but like right now, like, it's time to get back to work. Like it's time to get back to work, because eventually, if you continue working on what you're supposed to be working on, eventually all this other stuff ain't gonna matter in the first place. So we don't even need to be talking about it right now. You need to be working on what you're supposed to be working on. And like I love being with somebody who keeps me grounded like that, who keeps me going in the right direction. Like she supported everything I do, bro. Like there's not a moment where I where I said I wanted to do something and she's like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. But every time I'm veering off into a different direction, I always figure out that I'm doing it when she tells me I am. It makes so much sense. So I in the sense of, you know, in the last few weeks or last month or so, was having the realization of, you know, I wanted to move forward, and I came to a point where I wasn't thinking anything about my business, but I was thinking about somebody else's business. And to see that, you know, I ain't talking about the Herb Surgery podcast in I don't know how long. And we ain't even brought it up. It ain't been an option. Nobody like, it's people still asking about when the next season of Herb Surgery gonna start. But like, yeah, like it's still people asking about the podcast, bro. I'm like, yo, and they asking me about it. I'm like, so if they asking me about it, you know it had to be something. Because I won't even own the joint. Like, I won't even own the joint. So like, if people still asking me about it, like, just think like, yo, for real. And I don't know what his I don't know what his career path would have led him, but I'm seeing like motivational speaker, comedian, like a whole bunch of stuff. Like Alex, like same deal, bro. Like dude is he got a knack for pulling information out of things that I've never seen before. Like, bro, I'm talking people who got real talents. I'm talking like the dude that we talking about for this podcast, dog. Like, for this particular episode, the man who just got a promotion. Like, I'm like, congratulations, dog. But like, what about your dreams, though? Like, when the last time you've been in the studio, bro? When the last time you saw a microphone, bro? Like, for real, like, yo, how much are we going to miss out in this world because somebody decided that they were going to chase corporate America's BS, bro? And I'm just thinking about it, like, yo, I had people talking about this man's songs, and like this joint was like his songs were almost an 8-bit. Like you couldn't even find a clear copy of his music, and people were still rocking out to them joints. I'm talking no bass, sound like somebody was recording them joints with their cell phone, bro. Like for real, like these songs were hot. Like they were that hot. Like for real, like the dude had lyrics, bro. He had bars, and he not even old, dog. It's not like he like it's not like he too old to rap right now. Like he still got a few years before he too old to rap, bro. Like for real, like, and to be that young and have that much talent and to just give it away, dog. Like me from the outside looking in, dog. I'm like, yo, it's not even worth it, man. It's not even worth it. Like I don't know what, like if he got like some kind of financial bind or something that he into, like, but for real, like all that can be absolved, bro. Like you ain't got to stress over that. Like financial stuff always work itself out. But like, bro, I'm just talking about the thing that the world is going to miss because he has decided to stop chasing his dreams, bro. Like, yo, for real, like it's so many people who stop chasing their dreams, Mark, and they're not even thinking about the consequences of it. Not even just their own consequences, Mark. I'm talking like the world could have used what you could put out there, bro. I'm talking like the person who could be inspired, somebody who could be inspired by your stuff so much that it causes them to not commit suicide, dog.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the person who listen to your stuff, see your stuff, and get influenced by your stuff, and then start their own stuff. I'll talk about the person who decided to get off the couch and move forward with their lives because they listen to this podcast, bro. I'm not even talking about your stuff now. You being selfish. You being selfish. That's why you decided that you wanted to climb corporate because you selfish. You don't care about what's going on in the world around you.
Yeah. And that's what I feel makes people fizzle out and be accepted to corporate America, right? Because they're not looking at the big picture. They're only focusing on, like you said, themselves. They're only worried about them, and I ain't gonna really say they're worried about themselves, but they feel like in order to do what they want, they have to sacrifice their talent because it's a part of them, right? So how can I explain? Um, a singer would sacrifice their voice to work at a job because they believe that singing doesn't make me money, but it brings joy to the people around me. Like a church singer will work at a 9 to 5 faithfully, sing on Sunday, get all this praise show. Your voice is amazing, all this other stuff. You should do this.
We know a person in that boat too, Bob.
Right, right. But because it's not.
She's working at the airline, a stewardess, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even
Because
sing
they
on the
can't
plane.
see.
Can't even sing on the plane, Mark. My bad, man. Go ahead, dog. My bad, dog.
No, you good because you right, and I wasn't even thinking of her. I was just like,
when you said singer, I thought that's where you were going, dog. But we know somebody personally,
yeah,
bro.
we do.
Like
We know a bunch of people with all these talents, but they don't put them to work, and it's crazy because each one of them had we've had an interaction with each one of them. They had that spark, they had that drive. Oh, I'm gonna do this because you was working on a song with her one time, right?
Yep.
And it's like they have it. It's in them. It's there.
It's right there.
They do it naturally. Like the person we talk about every day on the job, she just singing, and it's something she loves to do. That's how she expresses herself. But I don't know where the disconnect came in, where she believed that I need to work these jobs to I don't know where she wanted to go with singing, if she wanted to pursue singing, but for some reason we don't believe that our passions are worth our time. We don't think they're seeds that would put us over the top. We don't. I'm like, is it a lack of knowledge? Do we not see other people doing the same thing, making millions?
I think it's a lack of understanding.
Over here trying to make video games because I seen on the back end what they can make. A fraction of a good game could put you in a very good spot to where you could live
Tell
a little.
Me about it.
But I'm like,
speaking of, I seen a video of a dude recreating Goro from Mortal Kombat. Took him an hour and 30 minutes. I'm talking about this thing was the most detailed thing you had ever seen in your life.
I seen the thumbnail for that, but I ain't click on it. I ain't.
Bruh. I think he was doing it for commission, dog.
Come on.
Yeah. I think he was doing it for commission, bro. Like it's getting real out here, man. It's getting real, dog.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
Ahead,
but
man.
just things like that. Like people are taking their talents because other people can't do that. Like I can't sing like the girl that we talk about, or the guy that we're talking about. Like I wouldn't be able to make a song like that. Like,
yeah.
And it's interesting because like I said, both of them have prime examples. Like dude that we were talking about, I'm not gonna say he modeled his music after this person, but like his vibe was just like I don't know how to say his name, about to butcher it. But Extiation,
Oh, yeah, X Tentacion,
yeah,
Triple X Tentacion.
is it 3 X's or 2? Because I would put 3 X's, but I
It's
think it's
three,
like it's 3. Okay. Um,
or is it
but
two?
yeah,
I don't know.
his music had that same vibe, and like
Uh,
he is not that it was kind of inspirational, but still it wasn't just anyway. X
yeah,
did like touch a bunch of people's hearts just by being himself, and like dude was on that same boat. Like dude that we're talking about, he could have had people in the same headspace. Uh,
yeah,
you know, because I think X was a I don't know if he tried to take his own life, but he had a lot of people, inspired to continue living,
yeah, yeah.
to work on themselves and all this other stuff.
Hmm.
And the guy that we're talking about is missing out on stuff like that, changing people's lives because he's working at a job. Eh, The 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 guy that was with both of them, Herb Surdy, like you said, they're amazing people to be around. Alex he is fearless when it comes to information. Like he will ask those questions
Yeah, bruh.
that I'm like,
Like he asked
you
questions
really
that you had
asking me
to
that right
like. Yeah, like, bruh, like we were
now? So smooth
even
with
at
it.
the joint, like, bruh,
Mhm.
like the at the baby shower, he pulled me to the side and asked me about how I felt about the last episode of Low Key. And I'm thinking we just about to have a nerd out conversation
Mhm.
about we about to have a nerd out conversation about comic books, bro. He asked me like a real serious question, like, yo, so like for real, like based on what he had to do, like, how did that make you feel, dog? And I'm like, bruh, you trying to have this conversation right now? Like, I really had to think about it. Like, yo,
Mhm.
like that's a tough. We need to talk about that on the podcast, my dude. What are you talking about, man? Like, that's a whole episode right there. We ain't about to get in that in the hallway. Like, somebody need to hear this, and we go into this conversation. Which still not us thinking that we probably need to call, reach out to them and have that conversation
And
at some
crazy thing
point.
is though, right? Like there's people doing that. Like, stopping people on the street, having a conversation like that, and are provoking like some very some things that need to be talked about, things that need to be addressed.
Addressing
Like,
the elephant.
right? It's it's interesting because we need people like that to shed the light on how the world thinks, like what type of headspace the world is in right now. Like th- some of these things are like dark. Like
Yeah,
I seen a clip, just a short clip. I mean, especially they probably highlighted this specific conversation for a reason and like put it on the internet, right? Uh, dude just walked up to the girl. What's the strangest thing you did for money, right? Girl pauses and she's like, I sold a kidney. They what? Like, yeah, you got two of them. You only kind of need one. Times was tough. I needed money. People out
wow,
here selling organs and stuff. I mean,
wow.
it's one thing to donate it for a good cause, but
Yeah,
just to
just to
make
sell
ends
it.
meet.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, what? All for
I
money.
I
All for
think
money.
to in the like because you had a question, and I think that like just in general, like we as humans, we got there because like the environments that we are accustomed to, they aren't
Yeah.
necessarily talking about anything else. Like you think about it, like bro, like even in this area, if you wanted to do something of significance and you can't do it on the internet, bro, you gotta travel to go do it. And you
Mm.
talking like people gotta get rid of their families. People gotta, they gotta they gotta move, gotta go find something, jump into something like mad uncomfortable. Yo, for real. If you can't do it from the comfort of your own home, people not necessarily about to do it, and they don't know how to do it from their own home. Because if they knew how to do it from their own home, they'd be doing it. So, like, for real, like, the only thing that people really see is the fact that I got this dream, but I gotta go somewhere in order to make it happen. And then the other people around them are talking the same thing, like, yo, you can't do that around here. It's not what people do around here. Like, around here, people get their hands dirty. Around here, people got jobs. People got real jobs, bruh. And I promise you, like, yo, rich people kids, when they had these same dreams that you got coming out of the hood, they working on it, dog. Like, if a rich person's kids say, I want to become a musician, their parents don't do nothing but give them the tools to become a musician. Their parents ain't out here talking about, yo, you got to go get no job.
Check this out, right?
If
hold on.
Go ahead, you got it.
So you did the musician thing, right? Because it's crazy enough, I was in that position, right? So, do you understand that a rich person's child would want to be that musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll hire a person that is a master at what you want to do and pay them good money to teach that kid that. I was getting paid by a doctor.
Come on,
a doctor, because his wife was like, yo, my husband is interested in the saxophone. Came up to my band director, was like, hey, do you have anybody that could spare some time to? He put me on. I was driving to this dude at nice house, lakefront. I'm up in there teaching this man how to play a saxophone. I'm like, I was like, all right, I do what I can. I wouldn't call myself a master at the saxophone.
I can teach you the basics.
Let's do this.
I could teach you the notes and how to clean the reed. That's about it.
I'm like,
how would you feel if you turned on your TV one day or got on YouTube or something, whatever, and the dude that you was teaching, he was like, they were idolizing this dude. He had like some kind of saxophone concert or some shit. Like, right? He's a one-man solo saxophone concert. Like, he's just like this famous saxophone player. Like, how would you feel if you saw that?
I'd be a little hurt. I'd be like, I did that, and I can continue doing that. Now I could do it a lot easier. I could do it from the comfort of this room. I'd need a little bit more, a little better setup, but it.
Yeah, you need a little more acoustics. You ain't working with nothing in there. It's hard to get the right acoustics in a house. It is. Unless you're trying to record it into a microphone, that's the only way it works.
But yeah, it's that easy. Like, and people are out there looking for people that could teach them in the craft that you love. Hell, there's people that are probably out there right now looking like, yo, how do I? And I think people have asked you, like, how do I write my own books? How do I?
Hell yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
Why we not highlighting that? Like, I'm pretty sure people have came up to the lady that sings in our group, was like, yo, what makes you sing like that? What do you have any tips? I'm trying to get on my singing game. We got people in acting, and I'm pretty sure people are wondering, how do you get into that? How do you network to? Because he might not be the best, but like, he's around.
He getting roles. Yeah, he getting roles. Like, I can't deny it. Everybody clown my man and talk about the roles that he is getting, but he getting them.
Getting them.
That man got movie credits.
Fact. And he took a picture not too long ago with who was it? Is Ice Cube's son?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, we know very talented people, and I know, people that are listening. You also have that group that are that is talented. Like you know friends that are talented. People are naturally talented. If you have a group of people and just sit down and like y'all just have a conversation and just like, yo, what are you naturally good at? You would find some very interesting things.
Yeah.
Like people's brains are hardwired to just do certain things naturally. It's just like I can look at something, visualize it, take it apart in my mind, and like I'll remember that. All right, this piece goes with here, and then when it's time to put it back together, I'm like, all right, just do this. Where'd that piece go? All right, and then boom, I didn't fix the phone. I didn't replace this part for a console or whatever. And there's people that'll do that. Take a whole console apart or just take anything apart, and they'll sit there and look at it and like be confused. They're like, all right, how do I put this back together? But like some people
That remind me.
from the initial assembly,
Mm-hmm.
people can just put it back together in reverse. Just do what they did, take it apart, put it in reverse, and boom.
Yeah.
It took them 5 minutes, what it took somebody else 5 hours. Right?
Yeah.
That's all it is to success. Making value for other people.
I recently removed all the fairings from the Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Took everything off, stripped it down to the frame. I was changing out the fairings for it because I wanted a different color, and found myself in that same boat. I was looking at it like, how the hell did I get here? Just looking at all the screws on the floor, like, what the fuck did I just do? All right, let me put it back together. Yeah, and end up in the same boat. But no, I asked you that about the about you teaching the saxophone dude and seeing them in a different, seeing them after the fact. I asked you that because like I just wanted to make it clear that if you have a skill, the skill isn't for you. The skill is for the world. Like the skill ain't for you, it's for the world. You think about it, like you trying to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make money? You provide value to who? Yourself? Think about that. You provide value to people. Mm-hmm. So your skill is not for you. Your skill isn't for you to revel in. It's for the world to revel in. And the problem is that people, they are so focused on themselves, right? That you forget about the people that you serving. That's why you ain't making no money. That's why you having a hard time breaking into the industry, because you so focused on what you got going on, you ain't focused on getting nobody what they need. Like, bro, there's been so many. Like, I'm talented in a lot of things, and I hate to say that because it sounds very braggy, right? I'm talented in a lot of things, and the reason why I'm talented in so many things because I was so focused on me that I stopped doing the things that I enjoy doing to start doing something else because I thought it was something that was going to push me ahead a little further than what I was already doing. I had the exact definition of shiny object syndrome. So when I come to realize at this age of my life, the only thing that's important is the main thing. What that main thing is up to you. That's the only thing that's important. Eventually, the main thing, if you work on it long enough, if you network with people enough, you in the industry enough, and just be in the industry. That's the problem. Y'all ain't in the industry. That's why y'all quitting on this stuff. You ain't networking with nobody. You ain't been around nobody. You just been in your house. You just been in your little private studio at home, not doing nothing. You ain't got no fans. You ain't putting nothing out there. You just making it for you. You just making it so it can sit on your shelf or sit on some random ass hard space in your computer. Like you ain't doing it for the right reasons. You ain't putting nothing out there. And that's why you so stuck, because you ain't got nobody directing you or guiding you in the right direction. You ain't got no people. You ain't got no friends in this industry. You ain't got no connections in this industry. You don't know nobody in this industry. If you decided to do a project right now, you wouldn't even know where to go. You wouldn't know how to put it up. You wouldn't know who to put it out to. You wouldn't know how to advertise it, because you don't know people in the right industries, man. And that's why so many of y'all are giving up on your dreams to settle for corporate America. You settling. It's only one time in history where settling has been okay, and that was when people came from England to come over here to settle on the coast of America. So only time in history where settling was okay. Literally, the only time. Like, there's been no other time in history or human existence where settling has been okay. But here you are settling where you are. And the reason why we call it settling is because you have decided to stick to your laurels and stick to where you at in life and not move forward, because you decided to sell your eventually to corporate America. You decided to sell your dreams off to make a bi-weekly or a salary paycheck. All I ask for everybody listening to this right now, like, I know, like, we coming up to that New Year resolution time, right? You know, we talk about the New Year resolution. I ask that you make a resolution to yourself to focus on your dreams and your dreams only. Whatever you need to do to break into that industry, do it. Like, stop playing with it. Do it. Don't talk to anybody you can. Make friends in that industry. Find people who do the same thing that you're trying to do. Make friends with them. Collaborate. Y'all push each other forward, man. That's what I ask you guys to do. I ask you guys to focus on nothing but the main thing, because eventually you'll get there, bro. And like, I'm talking to myself right now. Like, I promise you I am. Like, I'm not perfect. I ain't trying to act like I'm perfect. This podcast ain't about perfection. This podcast is about growth. So I'm listening to the same message you listening to right now. I'm starting from scratch right now, bro. So I know what you're dealing with. I am starting from scratch. Do you know how hard it is to go to the 5th book in a series that you're writing after selling out of the first book in multiple occasions and having to start over from scratch? Do you know the troubles that I'm going to have to go through in order to get back to where I was? Do you know how many books I got to throw away because I started over? Do you know the amount of people that I got to apologize to because I have sold them a product that I don't even like, and I got to start all over? It's the same product. Like, let's be real. Like, I ain't about to act like I'd completely scrapped the whole book and through. You get what I'm saying, right? It's a second edition.
Yeah.
It's a second edition, bro. Do you know how many people I got to apologize to because of the first edition? And I just completely revamped the story, and that he looking like, yo, you want me to buy this again? Like, do you know the financial burden that I got to put on my back because of that? I'm starting over from scratch, y'all. Like, check that out. I'm starting over from scratch. Like, it's not even a joke, right? We're talking, like, at this point, I think, for real, starting over from scratch is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And don't nothing make you want to quit than starting over from scratch. You know, you already in something. You throwed yourself into something, and you ain't got no foothold in it. You ain't making no money in it. You ain't really that known in it. And you talking about starting over from scratch, bitch? I'm barely starting. Like, you want me to start over from scratch, and I'm barely starting, Mark. And I'm just like looking at the amount of people that I gotta apologize to, bro. Because like, and I'm gonna put an apology in the actual book itself, especially for people who has already read the previous version of the book. And I gotta incline people to read the new one. And I know for a fact, because human nature, like, you're gonna be like, yo, I spent money on this already. I ain't doing it a second time. You ain't even like that, bro. Like, you ain't even about that. Like, you just a new guy. Like, you ain't even that deep. You ain't like you Stephen King or, you know, James Patterson or somebody. Like, you know, you ain't even, bro. So like, I ain't even about to spend money on you a second time. but like for real, the amount of people that I gotta like I think um I don't know if you heard me say before it froze up on us that um I got a list of people that I gotta send new books to,
Mm.
and that list is based on just the amount of people who has bought the original book. So what I'm going to do is get people to join a mailing list and a waiting list for me to send them a copy of the new book for free. You know how much of a financial burden that puts on me. But remember, this is about taking care of people. This is about inspiring people to move forward with their lives. This is about inspiring new ideas. This is about creating new opportunities for the people who are reading these things, these books. So what's the financial burden to me if I don't do it and I end up killing something long term? If I end up destroying the Aether universe long term because I put out a product that is not finished? What is the long term? It seems to me that the sacrifice that I got to make on my end is definitely worth our careers in the future. So if I can start over from scratch, which I am, this is from the beginning for bare bones. My very first published book is what I'm talking about right now, folks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Gem State Siege, that's on Amazon right now. Gem State Siege, you can still buy it. Like I ain't stopping people from buying it right now. But like even if you bought it right now, was what I'm saying. Even if you bought it right now, you still could get a free copy of the next one when it comes out, the second edition, because I believe in the product that much, and I'm giving it to you for free. Are you willing to sacrifice your everything for your career like that? Is the question that we gonna lead us off on.
So I gotta. It ain't really a question or an answer to that, but it's a statement that would definitely spark another episode. Uh, but again, listening to Myron Golden,
Mm-hmm.
he said it's insane to him, this concept of how uh poor people are, if poor and rich people were in a gambling match, they were like the people with less to lose. He finds it insane how they don't take bigger risks, because what
Mm-hmm.
do you have to lose if you're not taking these big risks? But you see people that have more to lose, empires, companies, and all this other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
taking all these big risks, and they have more, they have everything to lose, but they're out here, you know, swimming through the sea of society, taking these risks, and they're
Mm-hmm.
succeeding. Some of them are actually failing, but you don't see that on that end because they have the know-how to get back to what they once were. We're at the bare bottom, and for some reason we're holding on to our chips. We got a small stack of chips, and we're just placing one at a time. No, man, I'm all in. I
Mm-hmm.
got the winning hand right here. What I got right here is the winning hand. If it's not, I'm gonna make sure it's the winning hand. I'm going all in. But we're like, I I'm gonna put a little bit of time in this job over here. I'm a I'm gonna bet a little bit on this side hustle I got over here, and nothing is in your talent. Nothing is the things that you do naturally that you just have fun with. It's something to make a quick dollar, a quick exchange, instead of planting the seed to do better. But that's a whole nother podcast. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, like Max said, people, this is the time where we have these New Year's resolutions. Just stick with them. Whatever you believe in, whatever talent you have, just like dive into that thing wholeheartedly, and and don't be afraid. Just do it, because you're at a point in your life, especially if you're listening to this podcast, you want to do more. You're at a point in your life where, things are already tough. Just do it. Like what? Like I said, what do you have to lose? Like
Mm.
what type of assets are you do you have right now that would be worth keeping if you don't do these things that you love? All right, Mac. I would ask what you got coming up, but the revamped version of book one, I'm pretty sure that's what you're working on.
Yeah, that in addition to cleaning out this room. Eventually, I'm getting, eventually,
Getting
getting kicked
evicted.
out of this office. I gotta relocate. We under new management now, so.
Let's put a eviction notice on your office door.
Yeah. She got word from her boss that the time is right to evict this tenant, and he has to move on and find new opportunities elsewhere. So got to clean this room up and get out. So I'll be working on that. In addition to because I'm about to write now. So okay. But yeah, man, that's all I got coming up, man. I'm pushing for being done with the actual book and by February. That's my goal. I'm going to say February 10th is when I let me look at the calendar real quick because I am off for the rest of the year too, so that makes a little bit of a difference. So I'm thinking February 10th, man. I'm thinking this joint gonna be done, dog. Like I gotta put in some hard labor, some hard effort, and I think I can get it done faster, but just to be on a realistic basis, based off of the daily writing goal, I'm gonna say February 10th. The joint will be done.
Right. Still working. Don't really have a time frame over here, but as soon as I get the course done, definitely gonna be. I'm in a Discord community now. Gonna be networking with some people to see how I can get on that level of doing commissions for jobs or a company or something for whatever whoever needs some digital creator, someone who's a little bit proficient in Blender. Definitely on that pretty heavy. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. I always say with me is the Aaron Mac. But before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Happy holidays to you guys. Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.